Good morning everybody, it's Lee here from Revitalise Connecting People, and welcome to Revitalise Reconnect, where I get the opportunity to meet with connections, members and key influencers from the Scottish Business Network. And I've got the great pleasure to be with a lady this morning who's got over 30 years experience in the telecoms industry. Yes, believe it or not, 30 years plus in the telecoms industry, and she's a client relationships manager at SVL Business Solutions based in East Kilbride, and I've got the great pleasure to be with the one and only Debbie Bicker. How are you doing, Debbie?
Good morning, Lee. I'm doing great, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for meeting us this morning. Really appreciate it, in your offices based in East Kilbride.
Thanks for coming in, we appreciate it.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Nice to welcome you here.
Brilliant. So what we like to find out is a bit about you and your role within the business solutions of SVL.
Yeah, okay. So business development here for us is obviously to grow the business, but first and foremost for myself and the ethos of my colleagues is actually getting to know people. It's all about the relationship building and understanding business and organisational needs of people rather than just running in and showing our wares. We're very much about relationships, and that for me is what the business development is all about, getting to know people. We're a specialist software company here, and we work quite often in partnerships with comms companies. We don't work against each other, we're very much together, and our services go on top of their solutions. So business development has really grown, and I was very fortunate to be asked to come on board just over a year ago here.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a good year getting to know you as well, because you've been part of the Revitalise Business Club family as well. But what's been your biggest motivation within the role you're part of now?
Yeah, for my role here, I've got many motivations, many things that motivate me, Lee, but actually the main one is getting out to meet people and understanding their organisation, listening to them and understanding what their needs are, and being able to help them understand the complex world of technology, the ever-evolving changes, and how that can actually help support the growth of their own business.
Now, I know the experience that you've got in regards to relationships and business relationships, more importantly, how have you developed those client relations in the time you've been with SVL Business Solutions, but also within the 30 years that you've been involved in the telecoms communications?
Yeah, now that makes me sound really old, doesn't it? So, yeah, this is my 30th year just now. For me, I like to get to know people, Lee, and so when I go out to a new organisation, the first thing I'm there to do is actually listen and understand and hear what they've got to say. Quite often, getting to know the people personally, it happens, they tell you about their life and what their challenges are, and getting to understand what things means, going right in the business, what that means to them personally. I've always had the in my head that if I dealt with someone in the year 2000, they would still be willing to deal with me, for example, now in 2020, and that's never going to change for me. So, and I think that the people that I've been working with over the years would back me up on that.
Okay. And what would you say is probably if you could say to everybody out there now, what would be your number one tip for business development that you could share with everybody? What works well for you?
Yeah, well, there's a few. I mean, I think probably the top one is to think of the long-term game, long-term sort of solutions that you're looking for. So see where you are just now, where you want to get to, and work out what steps you need to take. So it's all about activity, actually, Lee. So if you get a role at each organisation will be quite different. Some might be quite quick sales, that you might actually be in an organisation like us where it's a very long sales cycle. So you have to be very determined to put in that activity, so very motivated to do that, and have a bit of accountability to yourself. Ask yourself each day, week, month, am I doing everything I need to do to get to that end goal? Because it ain't easy, but if you do that, you will get to the end result. So I think my top tip would be to really focus on your activity.
And I think as well, you touched on something before about sort of within your role, and we both discussed this, about looking at your business as an owner, but then also looking at as your role within the organisation, treating it like your own business.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a long time ago. In my first sales job, actually, there was a trainer, a guy called Marlon King in BT, and he said to us, your computer, your table, your desk, and your chair, that's all your own business. So I've tried really hard now. I'm sure at times I haven't always made it, but I've always tried really hard to sort of step back, even hit the reset button and say, is this what I would do if this was my own business? And just imagine there, what's the cost of this? What's the benefit? If this was your own business, would you do it? If not, it's not the right thing to do. So I've kept that in mind. It's stuck with me, and that was about 25 years ago.
25.
Yeah.
I think we're on the same keel, because I think I'm a big believer in that is when you see something that you're involved in, is actually taking ownership, having that accountability, and then treating it like your own business every day, because then that's the people who are working around you at the same time.
Absolutely. And I think if you do that, ultimately, you're doing the right things for your business and yourself. I mean, we should all have pride in what we do. And I just enjoy actually making sure that I'm doing the right things. And, as I said earlier, we're all human. There'll be times that we come off track and did I do the right things last week? Reset, it's time to start again and get focused.
Massively. Well, thank you very much, Debbie. It's been a pleasure speaking to you this morning.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you again at one of the next events.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I think we're meeting on the 22nd.
The 22nd of January, will do indeed. Well, thanks to Debbie, and thank you to everybody for listening this morning. And I hope to see you all again very soon in about a week's time, when I'll be interviewing and having a chat over a cup of coffee with a key decision maker, key influencer, business owner from all of the Scottish business network and the community. So once again, thanks very much. Thanks to Debbie, thanks to yourselves, and we look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Have a great week, and remember, keep connecting.